Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This guy over here is Tim, and this is Second Legacy, and thank you so much for stopping by. Now, what we're doing today is a live call-in show. This allows us to talk to you guys out there across this amazing nation about our Second Amendment rights, and we love doing it. So if you want to be part of the show, there is a Google form down in the description box. Please fill it out. We'd love to get you scheduled to have a conversation with you so we can spread freedom across this great nation more so than we do every single day. Now, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. We need you to help Second Legacy grow, and we'd love to have you along. We're going to say a quick word for our sponsor, LAS Concealment, and then we are going to start this bad boy. And the content today is brought to you by LAS Concealment. And if you're in the market for a holster for your favorite freedom tool, LAS Concealment is worth a look. They have everything that you could imagine, all molded from Kydex to your said freedom tool. Everything is fit directly to that model for a superior comfort and safety. They have inside and outside the waistband options, multiple designs, all sorts of different colors, and they are tested by the world's most elite special forces. Make sure you check it out. There's a link in the description box below, and thank you so much to LAS Concealment for making this content possible. All right, so as I mentioned, thank you so much to LAS Concealment. Let's get into our caller today. Evan, thank you so much for calling in. What you got for us, man?
Oh, I appreciate you having me on. I run a YouTube channel also called Half
Hey.
Buck.
Nice.
And I've been watching Tim for years and started watching you, and I wanted to make my own, so started a little bit ago. My question is, yeah, thank you. Former Patreon member. My question for you is, what's your opinion on Matt Hoover and CRS Firearms case, and do you think it will impact the NFA?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic question. Do I think it'll impact the NFA? I think it has extreme potential to. I guess that's Tim. I think that's the most cautious way to say that. I think it has extreme potential to. What do you think?
Yeah, what I do know about the case is just basically what people have shared online. Of course, I've stayed in communication with Matt. I was hoping to go down to actually attend his trial, but it didn't work out. And I know his wife is continuing the updates to the channel. Matter of fact, I was just watching one of her videos recently, and everything that I've seen, both from their perspective, the government's perspective, and the documents I've seen shared from the court, to critics of Matt on YouTube posting all sorts of stuff. It certainly seems, obviously, just at the face value, what they charged him with, what they convicted him of, is just simply unbelievable, right? Mm-hmm. But on the other side of that, there's certain things that groups like GOA and FPC perhaps would look at in terms of what took place in the case with some of the stuff that people have reposted on the internet of things that he said in public that really doesn't help his case much, that they might think that this isn't the best case to take to the Supreme Court to challenge the NFA. So I really don't know, because I wasn't at the court. I've only seen high level documents. There were reams and reams of paper generated in terms of discovery and things like that are out there. I've seen people that are critical of Matt out there. I know Matt. I like Matt as a person, and I think what they did to him was a travesty. And I would like to think that it would undo the NFA. I just don't know if it's the right case, but I don't have all the information.
Yeah, and if you guys are not familiar or watching, what we're kind of discussing is a case where a YouTuber under a channel CRS Firearms basically created a video series where he was talking about a few things that the ATF said were machine guns. They are not. They are pieces of metal. There's lots of different nuance. I don't want to get too deep into that right now, but essentially he got charged for working around and in that area. And so when you're looking at what we're specifically talking about, what is and what is not a machine gun, you're really getting into something, in my opinion, two different things. So the ATF is determining what enables a gun to become a machine gun is now a machine gun itself. So like a trigger or a piece of metal. Now that's the machine gun. It's no longer the gun itself. It's that conversion device. I think that is a issue where you've got ATF acting and determining things that are outside of the actual Gun Control Act of 1968 and the NFA. I think they're kind of flexing a little bit. And then the other piece is kind of tied into that is, does it undermine the NFA? Because to what we're kind of discussing and a lot of the points out there, that's not a machine gun. So let's talk further about what's allowing this to be called a machine gun. And that's, I think, the big thing of, will it be considered unconstitutional or not through this case?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you an over under if it's truly going to do it. I can firmly say that I can see the grounds to move forward, but I don't know if that's the right case, to be quite honest.
I think the charges they brought were, I couldn't believe it even went to court, right?
Well, it was all financial.
Yeah. But, you know, what they ultimately wound up charging him with was conspiracy to sell machine guns and all this other stuff, all based on, if you want to learn more about it, just Google auto key card. Yeah. And it, you know, in essence, basically he had a drawing of something that the ATF claims to be a machine gun, a drawing. So, you know, when the case first came up, you know, I was having conversations with my friends talking about, you know, what if I was sitting around with my friends at dinner and I was trying to explain to them what an auto sear was. And so I drew one on a napkin, and it was pretty close to being dimensionally correct because I'm just such an amazing artist. Well,
you are.
Did I just commit a felony because I drew a sketch on a napkin? Because I could use that, lay it over a piece of metal, trace it, and cut it out, and potentially make one. But that was the crux of ATF's argument. Even in the documents I saw that came out of the court case, ATF wasn't successful in cutting one of those things out and making it work as a machine gun. But that didn't deter them. They still charged him, still took him to court, and still won somehow. Right. So, but again, it's on the merits of, you know, what defines a machine gun, but what ATF pulled was a bunch of shenanigans, and it doesn't really directly deal with the NFA and machine guns. It has more to do with conspiracy and conspiracy to sell what they deem to be a machine gun. So again, I just don't know if that one will be the one that undoes the NFA, but it certainly makes a good argument for it. You know, I would like to see this thing go to the Supreme Court, his case, because I just can't believe ATF successfully got that through the courts, not even dismissed, which I fully expected it to be potentially. And then they messed around with him. They kept throwing more discovery at him. His attorneys were struggling to keep up. It was just a complete mess. And so I would hope that somebody would chime in on that, because I just obviously don't agree with the conviction.
Yeah. But, you know, before we wrap this, Evan, what'd you say your channel was, and what kind of stuff do you focus on?
Half Right Block. I started to try to be a veteran-related channel. It's kind of broad. I debated about making it broader than that, but being a dad and working, it's hard to make videos, but I've been trying.
It is.
Oh, amen. Well, keep it up, dude. The more people that make channels, the more of a healthy ecosystem that we have putting content out that's on a pro 2A side, the better. I mean, it may be hard, but I can tell you it's worth it. If you can grind through the mountain, man, the other side is real sweet.
Yep, just stick with it. You can do it, brother.
I got to tour Anderson Manufacturing like a month or two ago. That was pretty
cool.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Outstanding. Well, Evan, man, thank you again for calling in. If you guys would like to be part of our call-in show, there is a link in the video description below. Follow that link. We'll get you on the show. You can ask a question and make a statement. We'll have a great conversation around whatever 2A issue is at the top of your mind. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.